Okay, it's been about a year and a half since we did a video. Let's bring you up to speed and show you some of the things we're working on in the laboratory. So, interesting. Let me see if anybody can guess what this is. This is something that we cleaned with the Dryce system. You can comment and chime in and tell us what you think. Be sure to subscribe and like our videos. This is an interesting little experiment. If anybody has ever tried to take off the Worth undercoating from a Porsche, you know what happened here. So we're pretty excited about this development. We've figured out a way to remove that almost like butter. And that's pretty exciting, especially if you're a racer and you're trying to remove that 50 to 100 pounds worth of undercoating. And so this, of course, you kind of keep an eye on the comments, see if you can figure out what that is. But it's going to go on Bring a Trailer soon as wall art. It's that cool. It is aluminum. And here is a collection of parts that we're going to be cleaning from a backdate Porsche project that you'll see in a minute. So all these parts are going to be cleaned independently, one at a time. And this is kind of the result. You can see these two pieces. Obviously, one of these pieces we cleaned. The other one we have not. And even as simple as the wiper assembly. It just makes everything super clean and nice. Here's a set of very cool Boyd Coddington wheels that are on our good friend Josh Hart's Lightning truck that we're just about finished with. And as you might imagine, anything in my shop that's a little bit dirty, we can't resist. Probably don't see too many 20-year-old lifts that look like this. But we clean it all. A little experimentation with the trailing arm of the Porsche. And here is the very cool Josh Hart Lightning truck. So let me grab a flashlight real quick. Sneak peek. Porsche backdate project. So this truck, we are performing a very unique task. So you see these odd lines across the frame? My brother-in-law is a ex-Ford truck plant employee and explained to me that when they drill these holes in the frame and then they dip the frames vertically, those holes leak oil from drilling them, and the coating, it's not paint, but whatever it is they paint or coat those frames with, doesn't stick to those areas, and so that comes off and it starts to rust. Well, here's what we figured out. We figured out how to completely remove that to white metal. And the owner, Josh, was very excited about that. Your question is going to be, well, wait a minute, it looks cool now, but what if you actually start using and driving it? Well, we're going to coat that white metal with matte clear paint. You get an idea what can happen here with the Dryce system. Not cleaned. This is really going to look cool. Look at this. I mean, it's just awesome. But yet, we got a clean back of the bumper here. And not so clean over here. Black oxide or satin black, and then we'll paint those frame pieces. And here is the cold jet PCS 60, the desiccant dryer, the refrigerated dryer that we figured out we didn't need, and the compressor that I don't recommend but has worked okay for us. we have decided to go into full education mode. So in the coming weeks and months, we're going to educate and answer every question, not necessarily on comments, but with videos so people can understand. So if you have questions, ask them. The ones that are asked the most will make videos and give in-depth answers. There's a lot to cover. I've got, in 1.5 hour setting, I came up with no less than 85 frequently asked significant questions that we're going to start addressing. So anything and everything you ever wanted to know about the choices I made that were good and bad, and the 70 plus or minus cars that we've cleaned and learned on, we're going to start sharing that information with you. You won't want for any answers. We're going to give them all to you. Here's our backdate project. Oh, if you've ever attempted to remove the glue out of the inside of one of these, you know how much no fun this is. So we did our first removal, all the big stuff, and now we've got to go through and get all the little furries. Now you might wonder, why do you have this car covered? It's not because of dust, because they're going to paint the whole car, but you see all that, what I call fur and glue. That's what it is. It's undercoating and glue and crazy stuff inside this car. And when you Dryce clean that out of the car, it goes everywhere. So we've already got the rest of the car clean. We don't want to ruin that. So we covered it all up, and we'll take care of that in our final cleaning. So for now, checking out, but please check back in regularly. We are excited to bring this information to you, and we think you're really going to find the content interesting. We will have videos. We've got content that we've been recording and photographing for 2 years now. So you got a lot of stuff coming your way. Within the next 30 days, probably won't have any major questions. We do want to tell you that we're strategic partners with ColdJet. If you buy a machine from us, we do get a commission, and we do offer some special things for you if you buy that machine through us. There's lots of salespeople and other companies that sell the ColdJet PCS 60. But as I've said before, you cannot do this work that we're doing at the level we're doing without the PCS 60. But just because you buy the PCS 60 does not mean you can do this work. You can buy the best scalpel in the surgery business, but that won't qualify you to cut in on a patient, will it? So certainly would appreciate your support. We think this is something that every single person should have access to. Now that there's 4-post lifts and everybody's putting their cars in their garages on lifts, they don't look so cool when you raise them up in the air unless they're cleaned like this. Now people will be proud to display their cars up on the lift or down below. All right, folks, we'll talk to you soon. Watch the channel. More coming.